Hello everyone. I've been struggling to find fun decks to play this expansion, but I think we found one. Today we're talking about Kangaroo Transport OTK. As you can see, this is a pretty classic OTK deck we have here. Brit-Soviet, final pushes, snowstorms, mobile defense, a lot of draw, one of Crusader for more draw. But the point of the deck is to OTK with Entrenched and Kangaroo Transport, which enables a British infantry. Well, it gives it Blitz, and it makes it count like a tank, so it can move and attack in the same turn. And most often we're going to be using first responders for that. In the way of OTKing, it's especially useful because they can't remove first responders, because it spawns on your turn, right, logically. So it's a bit like Tony OTK in a way, that you kind of load up the OTK a turn before. And on the other upside of this is it's just a really good defensive tool as well to stall out until you can go in for the kill. Besides that, 2 sickles, because we're a bit limited on Soviet spots, mobile defense as anti-aggro or as well potential OTK. Delaying tactics, because we need to keep the front line clear. 3 copies is probably enough. Enemy contact, stall and draw on the same card, amazing. 1 Crusader for more draw. Hammer as well for guard removal. Guard removal generally is one of the weak spots of this deck. So you gotta kinda sometimes trade out. Get a lucky retreat with the delaying tactics. But I've still found the deck to do alright into decks that run guards. But it's definitely one of the worst matchups if they're like a Soviet something guard spam or something. It can be hard, but I mean, it's not the best deck in the world, you know, it doesn't beat everything, but I've been finding it pretty viable, surprisingly viable. Got the wave after wave as well to deal some board-wide damage, and really often they'll overextend against your deck because you play the board, you barely play the board. So you can get a lucky retreat with the delaying tactics that the guard doesn't let next to the HQ. That's another way of doing it. And yeah, besides that, it's just same old OTK, stalling, waiting, lurking in the water. Like a shark, you know? Trying to catch a taste for smelling the blood, whatever, I don't know. It's fun. You just wait and wait, and at some point you just kill it in one turn. That's the whole fun of it. And let's just jump into a few games and see how it plays. Okay, up against US. Oh my god, it's the greediest RAM player on the KARDS Discord. Let's see how we fare against this. Knowing how they build their decks, they probably just play RAM for the first 10 turns. Final push is really nice against a slow deck, because your first responders won't usually be that big, so that can give you the extra damage you need. I think we're just gonna throw away the snowstorm, also should stop them pushing up, which is annoying for us. Classic. Now, basically against RAM, all we have to do is sit there and wait and hope they don't heal too much and play too many cards. That is majorly annoying for us, this one. Because they heal a lot, so we gotta kind of speed things up a bit. Maybe if we double push up next turn, we can get like an early lethal going in here. That is wild. Oh, because they're drawing an extra card from this, right? That's upsetting. That's not lethal. We can still chip away for a bit. I'm doing this does the same thing. Still not enough. This is going to be very hard to do. At least we can take care of the Jasko next turn. Nice, that helps us get rid of this as well. And we don't care for nukes at all, we do care for penicillin though. We're gonna take this trade. That's bad for us. This is not lethal right before, no, 28. We can. This is getting Bomber Mafia like every time, but you know. Let's give it a go. Or Stratmon, I guess. Oh, carpet, huh? It's not penicillin, that's good. Well, there we go, boys. Just gotta be patient and always believe. Going up against Japan. Convoys. I think we really want sickles. I think we're keeping first responders. Maybe glamour boys. Let's try it. Nice. Now, Jackrow can just kind of overwhelm you, but you do have a bunch, like a pretty good recovering potential as well. Let's just get this out now. And then we can do one of these with less pressure. or when we just spend clearing the board. The turn after, we can do one of these with less pressure on us. This is nice. We could Snowstorm, but I think we're saving that to mitigate damage. You probably just throw out the first responders next turn. Even though it will, but it won't eat a shock attack. Wait, because it can attack when it comes out. It's kind of wacky tech though. It's the Shock Jagger. I mean, I've been really loving these 1-drops. It's such a good card. I've been playing that in my Japan Soviet Jagger, which I might also make a video about at some point. We could honestly entrench this, but it's gonna be scary finding the set. Like if you just don't find the second one, it's gonna be a bit scary. I think we're just gonna do this. And maybe Snowstorm does? I don't think so. Let's greed it a bit more. You can also always Crusader enemy contact Snowstorm next turn, maybe. Or just Glamour Boy Snowstorm, yeah, one of the two. We're gonna go for this. Let's get deeper into our deck. That's not what we want to see. This is okay. I would welcome a second first responders here. Now we're just gonna get rid of the shock here and smack the Glamour Boy. They just have so many answers for KARDS, which is the scary part. But when we find a Kangaroo transport and a first responders, soon we win, but it's getting a bit scary. That smells like a suppression to me. A mountain gun, okay. Just double trade, go face. I respect the commitment. This blows, but take out the mountain gun. We could. No, I mean if we first responders. I mean, we don't have the Kangaroo transport, which is the bad part. Or do we have to do it? The next turn we can also wave after wave, but we're getting so low though. Or do we just throw out the delaying tactics? That's such bad delaying tactics. I don't know, this is a rough turn. Oh, let's just pray here. It's okay, we'll win. We will not die and top the Kangaroo transport. we don't even really need to waste an order to wave here. It's fine if this survives, honestly. So I do want to move this up, because he might have issues dealing with this, who knows. We might just die here as well, but you know. Oof. I mean, it's fine, but you know, big oof still. We're feeling better at this point now, though. Do we need the first responders? I don't think. And we could snowstorm here to slow his next turn down, but I mean, I don't think there's a need. Nice, we got a hammer target. Still no Kangaroo transport, huh? So the thing about suppression is you can actually entrench the suppressed guard, which is something that's not too obvious. I guess maybe it's obvious, maybe it's just me being stupid, but to me that wasn't really obvious. Is this lethal? 3 to move an attack. 5. Now we're 1 credit off, right? 3, 5, 7. Yeah. Let's just do this. I'm so slow with counting. It's I don't know how I can play this game. Too stupid for it, honestly. I'm getting a concede here, which is sad. We won't even get to do our thing. Yeah, whatever. Still did our job. Let's do one more. I've used this music for the last one, and it's the I said it there too, it's the International Superstar Soccer 2000 soundtrack, and it's just so good. I think I've overused all the music of mine to use in the video, so I've been switching to that one until I have more things to use. But this is just so good. More Japan. Maybe we can have a negative example of this deck now where I lose. If I have a fast starting it, I don't mind keeping the Glamour Bliss. But Pioneer into MI5 into Sincerely Yours is looking okay. Oh, I've been having to watch, if you've noticed, and I didn't spend any money on it. I would never do such a thing. I played in the King's Cup in the finals against Bubbles, and I lost in a really close best of 9. And he was kind enough to offer me the watch, and I didn't want to accept it, you know, but he was insistent, you know. I think it was the right thing to do. And so big thanks to Innocent Bubbles, a very noble man. Doesn't speak about his good deeds as it should be done. Very admirable. I really like that. Big thanks to him. Oof, I mean, this is just mobile defense first responders. I've seen more and more people running Imperial Decree. Not Imperial Decree, what's it called? Imperial Strength. Just terrifying with this stuff. This means Scion as well, right? I'm gonna take out. I mean, you get this expansion anyway with this, actually. Maybe we keep this one alive because we can sickle it. Dropping 3 Glamour Boys now. The next 3 turns is gonna feel good though. Nah, this is whatever. Can still trade it out now because we left that one alive. And we're gonna remember to put it on this side because this always spawns on that side, so we don't double up guards and get are prone to suppression. I keep forgetting that with this deck, but playing this long enough will hopefully train me to do so. Could just do it for the draw. And then we minus... No, I think we're getting a good Glamour Boys down anyway. We're just gonna keep smacking him. And he played most of his tanks, so maybe these delaying tactics will actually be useful. Now next turn we're gonna lock him back there. Are we? We are. Draw middle, as we should. We are gonna get 6 to the face, but I think it's okay. We're not. Nice. We could wave after wave. We can probably also wait a turn if we just sickle this and play the Glamour Boys. We might want to save this for Crusader, but Crusader's a one-off, so I think we... Actually, no, I think we develop and wait for the wave after wave. So we can trigger it for free next turn. And you should see that coming, honestly. Now, if we're confident we can survive, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 damage on this. 8. So if he plays 2 more units, this is lethal next turn. But he might run Blitzkrieg and we die. We could, delaying tact. Like the way he's been playing a ton of shit. You know what? Let's try it. Because the delaying tactics takes away these Blitzkrieg bodies, right? Because he can't move up and attack with those. That's 1. And oh, come on. We can still do this. This is probably dying, I assume. We should have just delayed mobile defense this turn. Oh, come on, dude. We're off again. I think we just do this and trade out. I think we have one more left. Or two even. What's... Oh, I keep playing into those. Oh, that's bad. I should have seen it. Oh, hell yeah. Do we get rid of the guard? Does this die? It should. Now we have to do this. Maybe we finally find a second one of these. He shouldn't have too much removal left, honestly. Maybe one more suppression or something, but... Oh, finally. Let me take out the guard. And hope this survives, and we win the game. I'll just die to retaliation, maybe? No. Oh yeah. Alright. That was closer than it should have. Well, it wasn't that close, but we could have won this faster if it wasn't stupid. It's actually pretty funny. I've tried this deck with a lot of different nation combinations. All of them look kind of decent. This is the Japan main version, which is obviously uses the credit denial package and the Great Expanse to get your damage up outside of the entrenched. You do need something to get up the damage higher than just the 2 entrenched. It's usually not enough, especially against lower decks. So this is a pretty good option of it. I felt this is less consistent though, because it's just more vulnerable to aggro stuff. This is the reverse version of it, also with the credit denial package. But this is just, you have to play 4 entrenched on this one. I don't know. This feels really jank. What's really good is the Soviet main version, because it's defensively almost as good. Issue is you can't run Glamour Boys and your healing's kind of low. But you do have a bunch of different guards as well. Mind you, you cannot use Kangaroo transport and Soviet guards. It has to be a British infantry unit. But you can use entrenched on the Soviet guards. So this is decent as well. And then there's the one we just played, and I tried. I think I deleted because it was bad. But I tried the Kangaroo transport with the Brit Japan pin package, but it just wasn't good as well. So yeah, that's that. Seems like a pretty good OTK, somewhat viable. Loses to ramp with a lot of heal and can't die to aggro, but I think if you play this really well, it can have a pretty good win rate. Seems like a deck I would take to tournaments if we still had them. Definitely a good meta quality. What you could do is you could play this with, instead of the final pushes, you could play it with Winter Warfares and counteroffensives. But that's probably a lot weaker into ramp and control stuff. So I think this is more well-rounded and should get an overall higher win rate. Alright, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time if we do find another fun deck at some point, hopefully.